Have you ever forgotten your key or locked yourself out? You thought, oh no, what am I going to do? Check this out. Now with a simple thumbprint, I can unlock my door. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw, we are looking at a smart lock from Eufy. This is the C220. You know what? Enough talking about this product. Let's get right into the review. Here's our Eufy Security Smart Lock. This is the C220. It retails for right around $150. What I like about this one is it says it has 8 AA batteries and you get up to 8 months of power. That sounds pretty cool. I will say this was sent to me for review. Let's do a quick unboxing. Here we are unboxed. You can see we have a door mount. Then this is the inside locking mechanism where you're going to use to lock your deadbolt. Of course, we have an exterior keypad with the thumbprint and a key access. We'll look at that in a little bit. We have a deadbolt, some other hardware, quick mounting guide, some stickers, but check this out. They did send 8 AA batteries. I kind of thought this was going to be like equivalent to 8 AA batteries and still have a battery pack. These ones do not look like they can be recharged. Here's the exterior keypad up close, and I do appreciate Eufy's design. In my opinion, it's aesthetically pleasing. You can see up at the top here, we have our fingerprint reader. Then you can also do a code combination down here. It has like a shield. This will actually be different colors when it's locked or unlocked. But then there's also this exterior key option if your batteries were to run out. Eufy also included a reset button on the bottom. Now think of this as like resetting your computer. If this were to freeze, you can reboot it. It does not reset the settings. You're actually supposed to install the lock to your door before setting up the app. But I do want to show you one more thing. Look under here on the bottom. Do you see how there's a USB-C? I appreciate Eufy thinking about that. Therefore, if your batteries did go out, you didn't have your key, you can at least power bank it to get in to replace your batteries. That's pretty cool. Your first step is actually go remove your old deadbolt hardware. You notice that I took out the deadbolt, plus I took out the actual locking mechanism. You want to start completely clean on this process. We're going to install our door locking hardware. This is actually the deadbolt. It comes in 2 different lengths. So if yours goes in and you have a lot of space, you can actually turn this whole unit to then create the additional space here. But notice you then have to flip it over because top will be upside down. Mine is actually this way, so I'm going to install it accordingly. With it in just like that, you notice I have top on the top. I also have even spacing left and right for the screw holes. I'm going to use the bag labeled deadbolt screws to put my screws in to hold in the deadbolt. Our next step would be to actually put in the exterior door lock. And so there's this wire. The wire actually goes underneath the deadbolt assembly. Now I actually have it zoomed in because this little tab has to be up on the door locking assembly. All right, let's slip it through. For the next step, you're actually gonna have to take this back off of your door lock. I'm still holding the keypad on the front because it's not screwed in, but I'm gonna take that backing that we just took off, fish the wire through all the way up to the door. Now I should say, because you can't really see it very clear, is the rubber part goes against the door. Now we're going to take the longer screws provided and we're going to put them in both holes on either side of the locking mechanism. As you're doing this, it's important to know this is a hand tighten only, and then also make sure your door hardware is straight. All right, now it's time to hook up the locking mechanism, the wiring control. This will actually power the exterior unit once I have my batteries in, but notice how I have a red sticker right here on the right and the red on the cord, so make sure you plug it in that way. You do not want to have it plugged in upside down. Actually, you can't plug it in upside down, so that will be wrong. Notice I have the door hardware right here in my hand upside down. That's so I can plug it in, and then I will slowly turn it around and hook it in. Let's do that now. Plugged in. This handle here is in the unlock position, and this wire is actually going to go around the unit as I put it in and I link up the 2. Let's do that now. I wanted to give you a little close-up of what it looked like before I hook it up completely. This part's kind of annoying because there are 3 little tiny screws that you have to put in all the way around just to hold this to the door, and a typical screwdriver may not fit. Like I have this screwdriver right here, it just does not fit in there, so I end up getting like one of these little tiny screwdrivers to get it in and tighten it down. If you have a regular screwdriver, it may fit fine, but for me I had to use this little one to tighten it down. Now what you want to do is you want to actually test your deadbolt. Does it work? You can see that mine works. So we're good to go. I did notice a little play in the locking mechanism, but it did not actually interfere with it locking. To finish off the look, there's a little silicone plug that covers the bottom screw. Put it in and push, And there you go. Now we're gonna put our batteries in, except you notice that I have the ribbon down here so I can pull them out if I need to. And there are 8 included batteries, so just put them in like they're supposed to. And I was actually thinking about this a little more, and I was worried about the 8-month timeline, except you know what? This doesn't have a camera. All it's doing is storing in your code and your fingerprint. So you know what? This 8 months actually might work out. All right, let's put in our last battery. There it goes, fits in place. Now we're all set up. I touched some of the keys on the front and I heard a beep, so I know I have power. On top of here, you actually have a QR code that you're supposed to read. Now that QR code is specific to your device, so I'm gonna get the app open, click on Smart Lock, and start the process. So tell me, what are your thoughts about the eufy Smart Lock? Something you're looking for? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. So we scan the QR code and it's telling us to install first. So we're gonna click next. Yes, we did install already. We're gonna go on next. So what it's telling us here is we're gonna push this little button right here until we have a beep. Ready? Let's push. I heard the beep. Click the toggle. Next. We're going to allow. Now it looks like we're connecting via Bluetooth. Let's see what happens there. All right, now I have to put in my Wi-Fi stuff. It should be known that you need to have a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi to connect. Anything above that won't work. First time I tried to connect, it failed, but it wasn't the Smart Lock's fault. I put the wrong password in, so now I have the right password in. Let's see what happens. All right, there you go. So this is gonna be our front door, so let's label it such. Now we're gonna close the door and lock it to calibrate the lock. Our door is closed. I'm gonna click the button to calibrate. Let's see what happens. All right, so it calibrated. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set in our own passcode. After we put in our passcode, now it wants us to set up our fingerprint. So let's open the door back up. All right, to do our fingerprint, what we're gonna end up doing is you're gonna put your finger to the little tiny hole right up here, that little fingerprint reader. So what I'm gonna do now is we'll click Start Enrollment. As we want to move around our thumb or finger and just different.
Registration has timed out.
Oh, I timed out. All right, let's try it again. So what we're gonna do is start enrollment, and here we go. And you can see on the app how it's registering different angles and directions, and it's making sure that I can hit this from all sorts of different ways to make sure I can open this without any issue. All right, I am done. We're just gonna click done. You can do other things within the app, like assign access for other people and such. Now that we are set up in the app, all I have to do is put my thumb there and you can see the deadbolt locks. I can also unlock it right here with my fingerprint. Very cool. When everything's all said and done, slip on your back cover and your install is officially complete. Of course, it's always a good idea for peace of mind purposes to check your actual locking hardware. Make sure that works. And notice how the light changes colors from locked to unlocked when I use my key. In this video, we are looking at a smart lock by eufy, the C220. So what did I think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point, $150. You know what? That lands right smack in the middle of what you would expect for a product like this. So how did it perform? Well, you saw the actual physical installation onto the door did not take very long at all, and it was pretty quick and easy. Almost anyone can do it in about 5 to 10 minutes. As for the app integration, that took a little longer, but it was actually really easy too, and eufy does a wonderful job of walking you through all the different steps so you just can't make a mistake. I do appreciate that they're thinking about their consumers by having an external USB-C port just in case your batteries do go dead and you need to power it up real quick to get in. That's pretty convenient. At first I was a little iffy about the batteries, but after I thought about it, these aren't going to be running any cameras. Really all it's doing is just sitting there on your door when you use it, or when you don't use it, it's not actually using any power. I still would have liked to have had a rechargeable battery because for me that's just a little extra peace of mind knowing I can recharge it and be ready to go again. Anyway, that was my full review of the eufy C220. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by and I hope you have a great day. eufy has included a lot of ways to unlock and lock this smart lock, my favorite of which is through the app. I just locked it and now I can unlock it just as easy. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of this eufy smart lock. I've actually reviewed another one of their smart locks, and that one actually has an integrated camera and doorbell. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that review right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm gonna join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.